I've got it working. All right, so we have Crypt. Can you guys see Crypt's name under his icon?
No.
I don't know what to tell you. There's literally nothing that I can do on my end. You should be able to see it just fine. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Well,
Because we don't deserve to.
I almost hate to say I don't even see Crypt's icon.
It should be in front of the north door.
I see Jock and
There should be no Jock.
That's Crypt.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to see. There's literally no reason that you wouldn't be able to see people's names. Their nameplates are on. And then there is Sam.
Now mine, when you populated my token, it did not show a name under it until I took ownership of it and drug it. You know, I mean, clicked it and drug it, and then it popped up the nameplate underneath it for me. So it may be just some funky, weird crap with Roll20.
Undoubtedly, because, you know, Roll20 really is just a pile of shit, but... I mean, honestly,
what do you really think?
Honestly, Roll20 is the most ridiculous piece of shit I've ever seen. It looks like it was coded in about 1995 when the internet was brand new and sparkly. But yeah, I wouldn't doubt that it's a problem with Roll20. But there's absolutely no reason that you shouldn't be able to see everybody's name. There's no flag for me to set. No. Yeah, it should be working. All right. So, anyways, back to where we were. Crypt. So, Haronda, you follow Crypt over to the door. Is that correct?
Yeah. If Lizzie's back, she said AFK for a little bit ago for birthday gifts.
Is Liam also AFK?
I am here.
Okay. So, Crypt, how much do you weigh?
I'm huge. I weigh like 310. I weigh 310.
Well, you're not huge. You're medium, but you weigh 310.
So, I mean, like, as a medium character, I'm still really big.
Right.
Yeah, I'm 310 pounds.
So as you step towards the north door, the wood beneath you cracks and starts to give way. Make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
Yay!
All right. So you're able to grab onto the edge just as the end of the walkway falls 120 feet down into the ravine below. And you're able to pull yourself back up, and you open the door.
Jeez, that was scary.
Oh my god.
Okay, what do we find?
The room contains lingering smells of burnt wood and flesh. You also catch the faint odor of wine. Snow has fallen through holes in the roof, then been pushed into the corners by stiff winds, blowing through broken windows. The walls and furniture are scorched black, including a table with charred remains of a book on it. Next to the table, on the floor, amid several broken wine bottles, is a mostly incinerated skeleton and a round frost-covered object about 6 inches in diameter.
Ugh.
And that is like
fog
right
of
here.
war on B4, just FYI.
You did what?
There's still a little bit of the black fog of war.
Yes, I know.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So what do you guys want to do?
Well, is it safe to move in, or do we have to dangle by our fingertips over the chasm?
No, the worst of it is gone. You can get in through the northern door.
Okay. Well, I will enter.
Move in, but I'm gonna stay like to this side. So if I fall through the floor, I won't fall into instant death.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. However,
Rhonda will stay outside now.
okay. Turpin, how much do you weigh?
Let's see. One moment. Well, I'm less than 200. Let's see if I put it in here. Do I have it in my other game one here? One moment. 165.
Okay. So, Turpin, you step into the room, heading towards the incinerated corpse on the floor. And as you step through, the boards give out from underneath you. Make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
Can I try to like jump over and help it?
Maybe. Hold on. 17, you save. So, you jump just as this section of floor falls to the cavern below, but you are okay. So, what do you guys want to do in this room?
Spry old man.
That was nothing but adrenaline, son. Nothing but adrenaline.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh man, that was.
So on the floor next to this table is a mostly incinerated skeleton. There's a round object about 6 inches in diameter, and on the table is the partial remains of an incinerated book.
Right. I am interested in all of that, but I will call out just one last time and see if anybody responds to my calling out for what's his name?
Oh, for Macretus?
Macretus.
There's
yes.
no answer.
All right. I'll check out the book.
Okay.
It's like nobody's home.
Let's see here. The book. Nothing remains of this tome except ashes and a badly burned spine, upon which you can discern the letters ether. It's obvious that these letters were part of a much longer word.
All right. Does it appear like, is it space, ether, burn, or is it burn, ether, burn?
It's burned on either side, just as ether, E-T-H-E-R.
Okay. Alrighty.
Anybody else? What do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm sitting comfortably on this table here. And you said there were a few other things in here, but I'm going to say, Sarah, would you check through the windows on the other rooms to see if there's anything in there?
I'm sorry, who are you asking?
Sarah.
Okay. Sarah goes and opens all the
She
doors.
can look in the windows because she can fly.
Well, the windows all point outside.
Yeah. She
Oh,
can
that's
do
it.
Whatever you want. That's fine. That's fine. It's all great.
So she reports to you that this room, B5, consists of the scent of wine fills this room, which contains 4 frost-covered barrels. She looks into this room. This room contains a fireplace and 2 empty bookcases. Tacked to the walls and strewn across the floor are frost-covered blueprints. Face down on the floor next to one of the blueprints is a tiny man made of clay. In this room, wooden planks have been nailed over the broken window of this room to hold out the wind. Furnishings include a sagging double bed and bookcase containing some folded clothes, a few blank sheets of parchment, and a set of calligrapher's supplies. Next to the bookcase is a soot-stained hearth wherein a scroll sits amid the ashes.
Okay.
And in this room, wooden planks have been nailed over the broken window of this room. Oh, sorry, my bad. Where this room is where the scroll is. In B7, a stiff wind blows through a broken window in the east wall, causing the tattered gray curtains to billow and flap like angry ghosts. Snow covers a bed and much of the surrounding floor.
Okay. Sarah, thank you very much. Just to be safe, could you check the attic or the above the roof, under the roof and
There's no attic really. That she checks under the roof. I mean, you can see the beams holding up the roof tiles of this building.
Okay. There's no
upper floor. Yeah,
it just goes straight to the roof.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sarah. Go be safe. And well, gentlemen, there doesn't seem to be any signs of life here. There might be some clues in there's a scroll in that room over there. I point over to B8.
So right in here in the fireplace, there is a rolled up scroll.
That might be something, and there's some sort of a clay man in here, just in this room B6.
Correct.
With some tools. So we might learn something about what
Macretus,
the Scottish little gnome, Macretus.
Well, you don't know that he's a gnome. It's just Copper was a gnome, and he just said that he was worried about his friend.
Yeah. So Macretus might have been trying to make a homunculus or some sort of clay golem or something, and there were some blueprints in there that might give us some clues if you feel that it's worth the risk. Up here in the northeast, B5, a very scary area. You're directly over the chasm. There are some barrels in there that I don't know if it's worth it, but if anyone feels compelled to check that out, bring the barrels out and we can, or check out if those barrels have anything in them, and we could take them with us if they're
I think
anything valuable.
We should check out all the rooms, but you might want to stay back a little bit.
Yeah, I am very fearful for my life, so I'm going to very carefully go up and hug this wall and go back around outside and get over here to B3 where I'm not so terrified of being over the area.
Over the edge.
Yeah, and I'm going to, you said there were some little bits, odds and ends and paper bits and stuff in a nest. So I'm going to check to see if there was any scraps in there that weren't just ripped out from trade paperbacks.
Yeah, there's just scraps of paper. You're not able to make out. It looks like they might have been part of notes, but you're not able to make anything out because they've been torn up and crumpled up and chewed on by these squirrels. There's not enough here that you're able to really get anything, get any information from. However, in here there is a set of smith's tools and a set of tinker tools and twisted bits of metal.
Is there anything interesting about the metal? Like, are they just copper twisted pieces of metal, or is there some? Does it look like there's some mysterious purpose to it? I mean, not that I would know, but is it?
It looks like,
functional, or is it scrap?
It looks like it's been cut off of larger pieces of metal.
Okay.
And it's been hammered and worked with pliers, and it's just these are the scraps that are left over. Of whatever it was that was being made.
Well, yeah. Anything that looks like valuable, and that includes tools, and the metal, if I can't tell what kind of metal it is.
It's just basically tin. It's not...
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. If I can identify it, then it's not valuable. If it's some sort of weird glowy silver stuff, I'll take it. But otherwise, I'm going to go back out here on the snow and create a pile of useful stuff that we can secure to the sled dogs, or maybe put in the crystal.
Okay. Hold on.
I'll check these outdoor areas while people check the indoor stuff.
Okay, hold on a second here. Just looking at something here.
Rhonda, why don't you stick with me? That building is definitely unsafe.
Crypt.
Well, just saying a very lovely dirge to send the dead on their way.
Yes, I've been reading it. It's awesome.
She's going to prestidigitate a campfire about right here and start warming herself and collecting her furs about her.
Okay.
You know, she ain't gonna let that rickety ass shot. She gonna fall to her death.
So you're going to sit over here around a campfire.
And stay warm.
And cast buffs. So Crypt should have heroism, and Turpin should have my bardic inspiration, and those are my buffs.
There's Rhonda's campfire.
It was so much bigger earlier.
Well, it starts big and then it kind of dims down. Crypt, you're in the building, and like I said, there's still this half incinerated body that nobody's looked at, and a silver 6-inch diameter circular object sitting on the floor. And Sam, what are you doing?
I'm just about entering the building.
Okay.
Just looking around, seeing the now hole in the floor.
Yeah.
Check out the silver plate.
Yeah, I'm checking out the silver ring.
Okay. The silver ring. It looks like a 6-inch diameter gyroscope featuring 2 scorched rings inlaid with runes and a dense chunk of coal at its core. Crypt. You pick it up, and the coal core, starts to glow with a gradually increasing brightness white light.
I'm dropping it on the floor.
Okay.
Smart man.
You drop it on the floor, and it continues to glow. Sam and Crypt make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Does it have red numbers that are counting down from 10?
No.
Soft 20.
Okay. What did Crypt get? Crypt got a 12. Crypt, you don't get away from this thing in time, and Sam, you see it flash in a bright golden brilliance, filling the entire cabin. Rhonda and Turpin, you can see bright white light spill out of the windows from the main room of the cabin.
I immediately call out to my friends asking if they're all right.
Crypt, you take 90 points of radiance damage.
What?
Yeah, I'm dead.
What?
But are you? We'll get to Crypt in just a moment.
Holy crap!
Sam,
What?
let's see here. Let's see. So,
The
Sam,
reason
you
I'm
take.
going to level 5 today is it's going to be a TPK from gyroscopes.
Sam, you take 45 points of radiant damage.
Oh, good. Thank goodness. I'm only mostly dead.
But you're not quite dead.
See, I could have lived. Ooh.
That was luckily not quite double health.
You're only kind of dead. You're not.
Sam, you.
What is it from Princess Bride? He's not all totally dead. He's partially dead or something. He's partially alive.
So Sam, you see on the floor where Crypt had dropped this thing, the two concentric rings of it are spinning around, and they are slowing down, and then it finally just goes and drops to the floor still. This is what this thing looks like.
I don't think either one of them are going to be replying, right? Because they're both essentially sort of kind of dead.
So everybody should be able to see this. This is what this device looked like.
That's
Little chunk of coal with a couple of gyroscopes around it.
And runes on each of the rings.
I think
literally
Santa was pissed.
person just yeet it at them and say, heads up, and they'll catch it and die.
So Crypt, we will come back to you in just a moment.
All right, so Turpin called out in concern for people inside, and he's not getting any reply.
I don't know, Sam. Are you gonna? You can hear him. You can hear Turpin calling out. What do you say? Ow!
Well, I think Sam's doing death saves, right?
Yeah.
So Sam, did you drop to 0 hit points?
Like I said, that was almost not an insta-death.
It was less than twice his health.
So,
it
how
was
many hit
more
points do you have left?
Killed me.
Okay, so you are alive though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's doing death saving throws.
Well,
Yeah. So,
he shouldn't be.
He's below. He hit 0. What he's saying is he didn't take twice his hit points, which would be immediate character over.
Okay. So
But he is unconscious doing death saving.
Very much not
Full of saying we're fine.
Yeah.
okay. So Sam and Crypt are both dead. Literally, you both fall to ash.
What? Turpin is running up there and he's saying, Sarah, check inside, see if you can see anything.
Sarah looks through the window and sticks her head in, looks around, and looks out. She goes, "Sorry, Turpin, they're dead."
Okay, so I come through here and in my old bones swing around the corner looking.
Turpin, no! No, Turpin!
So Turpin, you look inside the door. The first thing that you see is the smoldering ash and skeleton of a halfling. And you see these smoldering smoldering skeleton and ash of what used to be a dragonborn.
No! So Turpin falls down on his knees and he's like trying to gather up the bones and the dirt and dust and yeah.
And on the floor, still kind of spinning by itself before it wobbles and drops, is this round circular device.
Oh, that gets his attention.
And of course, the previous corpse that was already in there is laying there.
Say that again?
Rhonda's gonna follow Turpin to the front door and attempt to restrain him and keep him from going inside. Does she see the sword too?
I'm fleeing. I'm coming back out because that silver thing was moving.
So Turpin, make
everybody.
Turpin, make a perception check.
Let's see. Hang on, just a second. Because okay, that's fine. I have an inspiration that I haven't used, but that's good enough.
Are you guys okay going to 9:30 since I had technical problems?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So rewind the clock to where Turpin is scared because he realizes this thing just fell to the ground and that probably is what turned everybody to ash, and now he's thinking, oh crap, I don't want to turn to ash too. And
so on your
is saying, get the heck out of there.
So on your 16 perception, when you saw this thing spin and drop to the floor, you see that it is no longer glowing, and in your estimation, it is now inert.
Uh-huh. Well, then all right, let me see if I've got, I'm going to do a what would be willpower? Wisdom? I'll do a wisdom save at DC 15. Okay. I somehow scraped the courage up to lay a rope around this thing, tie it. So I've got a loop. I don't touch it.
Okay.
Ron says no, 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 no. And I cast my mage hand cantrip and I lift it up and I say, should I drop it into the chasm?
You don't want to do that.
No, we need to find out what this is. It might be a threat that we might face again in the future.
Haronda, make a perception check.
$21.
In the ash of the fireplace over here, you see a word starting to be scrolled out like somebody is using a finger to write in the ash. And it says, "Don't toss Summer Star."
Turpin, look. Look, the ashes in the fireplace, look.
Stay away from that edge. Come over here. If we're going to fall through the floor, let's fall through where there's not a chasm under us. And I see the words. Yes.
I'm gonna make a very nice little check. Oh man, Honda's starting to get real torn up about Crick being dead. Like it's starting to set in. She's starting to get a little weird, shaky.
Honda, make an Arcana check.
12.
So you are able to determine, you've got the device in your mage hand, and you're looking at it, trying not to get too close to it. You determine that on the rings have runes that actually use the Dwarven script, but you're not able to, it doesn't seem like it's making any sense.
It wouldn't. She speaks alien and barely speaks enough common to get by.
But you recognize Dwarven script, and it doesn't look like these runes are in any particular order that you would have noticed, in the past when you've seen Dwarven script. You can tell when something is a sentence or a paragraph. That doesn't look like what this is.
Turpin, you're old as fuck. What do we do?
Turpin, you can make an Arcana check at advantage.
All right, and I will invoke some assistance. So I'll add 1 to the Arcana check. So 20.
Okay. You're able to ascertain that this device was designed to control weather.
Please.
This is clearly the device that Copper told you that Macretus was working on. He told you that he was working on a device to try to end the everlasting rime.
And all it did was lead to everyone's death.
Hold on just a moment. I'll be right back.
Cursed scientists trying to control things.
Hold on just a moment. He'll be right back. So, Turpin. Man. We got a situation on our hands, Turpin.
Well, I don't see much of a situation except we go back to civilization. But since we're here, I'll go in and start gathering up the evidence of whatever else has been going on in here. But this is bad juju.
This is super bad juju, and before we leave, honestly, Rhonda's not stepping foot, honestly, into this building. I know where her token is right now, but let's call her in the doorway.
Yeah, exactly.
She ain't going in this shit. If she has line of sight in this room, that's all she needs.
Yeah, I was thinking, right here where you could look in the friggin' window.
Yeah. No, I don't want to be in there. But here's the thing. I've got to use my mage hand to sweep up the ashes of my compatriots. We got to bring them with us.
That's a good plan. I don't actually have the spell, but my patron gave me, blessed me with telekinesis, so I will blow some of that stuff. I'll get this pile on the right, which is crypt, and don't mix the piles. There's no telling what would happen if we find any way to save if the
piles. You can't cross the stream.
You don't want to cross the streams.
Okay.
They've also got this fireplace, right? And somebody is writing little finger ashy messages from a different dimension or plane or whatever. We need to figure out who's hey, don't drop the spear in the void. Because I'm about to drop that spear in the void. And Turpin, man, what are we doing with this spear? It's causing enough deaths already. But we need to figure out who's writing the messages in the ash, and we gotta, sweep our friends into a little pile and, collect them and bring them with us.
Yep.
We got a little bit of work to do here, my friend.
Alright, so Rhonda's staying safe out here, not inside of B4. Turpin's already inside this hellacious death trap. So I'll go and open the door to B6 and use telekinesis to drag anything that's paper over to me and collect that for evidence. Anything that's small, lightweight.
Okay, hold on a second.
We've lost our compatriots
And I can't move any farther than this door jam. I ain't going in there.
I'm letting Sam and Crypt know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Good. It slams up your
here.
They're freaking dead. Come on.
Dead. He's so upset. He's up here planning a new character. I'm stop.
No, he doesn't. Neither of them need a new character.
one too. I already have one in mind.
Turpin. Turpin, tell me what are you guys doing again?
All right, so we've gathered up the remains, separated. We made sure not to mix the ashes in case there's something that can be done for them. So we don't end up with 6 fingers on one guy and 4 on the other. And then I'm going to go over to the door here to B6 and open it and use telekinesis to kind of pull over anything that might help people in the future figure out how to avoid this terrible weapon. But there were blueprints in there, so I'll grab those and anything else that's lightweight and small that might have clues as to what the heck was going on.
So you're going into B6 and looking at the blueprints?
Nope, I'm using telekinesis to pull crap out to me where I'm standing.
Okay. So
there is that clay
And
man.
Raka
you pull out a whole.
to sweep up the piles of ash.
So using telekinesis, you pull out these brittle and frozen blueprints, frost-covered blueprints, and off the floor you scoop up the little clay man. Make a Arcana check.
All right. Well, if I will prepare for it, and that will give me this, since I can't do that, and so I only had an 8.
You can determine that the little clay man is a dead homunculus. However, it doesn't look like the homunculus took any damage, so that tells you that whoever its owner was must have died.
Aha.
So you have these blueprints. The blueprints are clearly for creating this round device.
All right.
What you now know is called the Summer Star.
Stash those in my robe. I mean, apparently this makes a nice weapon for war. I don't know what it has to do with weather. And I'll make my way back here and repeat the process in B6 or B7. Open the door, and anything that's light enough weight to pull towards me that isn't necessarily trash.
Nothing really in here. It looks like this was a bedroom at one time, but there's nothing really in here.
That's right. The scroll was here at B8. So I'll open it and get that scroll. I'm being extremely paranoid.
So you get the scroll out of the fireplace, and this is the scroll. And so you probably don't want to read cursive script, because who the fuck does? It says, Macretus, I've had enough of this damned relentless cold. I feel it creep into my bones, my head, my heart. I'm heading back to 10 towns for a decent meal and a warm bed. I fear this endless winter has numbed your mind, and any tinkerer worth their chains can see the Summer Star as a fool's errand. Maybe without me here to incessantly complain to you, you'll finally snap out of your obsession. If you truly insist on dedicating your remaining days to this doomed project, might I suggest that 3 is better than 2? I considered telling you before, but you were particularly rude about the dinner I made last night. May the light of the morning Lord protect you, Copper. So this is a letter from Copper to Macretus, and is why Copper left.
Yeah.
And he says, 3 is better than 2. Make an insight check.
3 is better than 2. I muse upon that and ask for guidance and see if I can figure that out.
Okay.
26.
So, you note there are only 2 rings on the gyroscopic summer star.
Okay. Thinking upon that, I reviewed the places that we've looked to see if to see if there were any bits of metal that might be of the right size.
There were bits of metal that you could use the tinkerer's tools and the blacksmith's tools in B3 to hammer out into another ring.
All right. Let's see.
Let me guess, the only people that would be proficient in those tools are dead.
Oh well. Yeah.
Yeah, Turpin, what do you want to do here, buddy?
Well, first off, I come back outside and abandon this house of death. I come over, stand by this warm fire, and we can discuss this, Rhonda. So it seems that Copper thought that a 3rd ring on this killer gyroscope would do a better job of it, but I have no confidence whatsoever in any of it. I'm not even sure what runes or how they empowered it or anything like that. So honestly, I would gather up all the little pieces in here, the metal scraps and stuff, in case there's special blend of metals, and take them back to Copper and see if he can do anything. I wouldn't know what runes to put on another ring or what to do. This is a magical artifact of some sort.
Our friends? We must take them to the priest.
Yes, right, I agree.
My poor Crypt, my poor baby. And Rhonda starts to lose it and go into tears. And she's very, very distraught and dramatic about how upset she is that her friend is ashes. And we must do something. We must do something.
Oh, my poor dear. Is this the first time that you've had to experience a death close to you? I pat Rhonda on the shoulder and try to be.
And she does her best to pretend like this is her first near tragic death.
Well,
It's a good performance. Would you like me to make a performance roll to pretend like this is my first friend who died?
Go for it. And I'll do an insight against your performance roll and see if I can figure out that you're having fun with this.
No,
Not
I got
that it would matter.
I'm not having fun with it. I'm just still trying to disguise the fact that I'm an alien.
Ah.
So
this comes. I definitely see through this and just go along with it. Like, okay, well maybe you socially believe that you're supposed to feel that way. Okay.
So I'm going to cut to Crypt and Sam.
Okay.
Now, obviously, Rhonda and Turpin know nothing about this. Crypt and Sam, I assume you're both still here with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, it's been turned to ash.
You open your eyes, Sam. You've jumped back and your hands are up, and you had your eyes shut, and you open your eyes, and Crypt, you were pretty much at ground zero, and you have your hands up, and when you open your eyes, everything looks like you're looking through a pair of eyeglasses that may have had Vaseline smeared on the lenses. Everything is blurry, and it seems that there is no color to the world.
Oh, great, I'm a ghost.
Now I'm half blind.
That's my first impression of
You can only see about 20 feet in front of you because of the swirling gray blurriness. But you can make out that Haronda has diligently scooped up what would be your mortal remains into neat little piles, making sure to not mix any of the ash. And sitting on the table, you see a large black raven. And the raven looks at you and says, "Man, I tried to make it clear, but your friends just aren't really picking up on what I'm putting down. You drew the message in the ash in the fireplace. They just know not to drop it out off the floor. That's at least they've done that much right." I'm sorry. My name's Macretus.
Am I dead?
Oh,
I
most
think
certainly.
I'm dead.
Yeah, you see, there was a design flaw in the Summer Star. I should have listened to my friend Copper, but I have a bit of an ego. And so I tried to activate it anyways. I followed all the directions, but it didn't quite turn out the way I wanted to. You see, the Summer Star is basically a really small mithril, and its job is to control the weather. We could get rid of this damned forever frozen tundra that we live in, at least get a summer here. But I followed the directions, and evidently there was a design flaw.
Well, is there any way? Am I dead? I am dead.
You and Sam both, Sam standing right next to you, are dead. You are most certainly dead. You are in the border ethereal, but you are trapped inside the black cabin. You cannot leave more than 30 feet past the door of the black cabin. You can move through solid objects, but you're trapped here. You can, however, let's see. I'm trying to find the exact ruling here. You cannot interact with the material plane. You are on that direct border where the material plane touches the ethereal plane. It's a very narrow band. You can't affect...
write in the dust or something?
Yes, you can.
Can I write in the snow?
Yes, you can.
Then I will go outside to near where Karonda and Turpin are.
So let's see. You can get to... Yeah. So 30 feet is as far as you can go, but you can get to them around their campfire. And you can write something in the snow. It can only be between 1 and 5 words.
Okay. Give me a minute to think about what I'm gonna write.
Sam, what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna write dead. Border ethereal plane sucks.
Okay.
You're right. I just see 5 words. Bored. Bored, 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 bored.
So boring here. And Macretus comes out. And he's sitting on the edge as Sam is writing this in the snow. And he's like, I don't know if your friends are that smart. I don't think they're going to pick up on what you're grokking. Haronda and Turpin, make a perception check. Nope.
if you guys are counting on me making a magical artifact to come back to life, you're going to be waiting a while.
No shit. Rhonda's still moping and crying and sobbing, does not see that Sam has written anything. And Macretus goes, see, I told you, they're not going to pick it up. All they have to do is try to add a third ring. I should have listened to my friend Copper, but you know, I was following the directions. You know what an IKEA is? Well, this thing didn't come with enough rings.
I will write in the snow. Still here, add third ring.
Okay. Rhonda and Turpin make another perception check. I just want to see. You guys are going to see it.
So just out of curiosity, should this have been, if we were all there when this thing fell and we all went to the ethereal plane, was the mission over?
What? No. So, and we'll get to that in a minute as well. So, Rhonda's like overcome with sobbing. Turpin, you see in the snow what Crip just wrote.
Still here, add third ring.
Okay.
While he's doing that, can he also see what Sam wrote, since they're like probably right next to each other?
Yeah. You can now see other words written in the snow. Dead border ethereal plane sucks.
Right. Yes. And add third ring. Rhonda, I shake her shoulder and say, "It's okay. It's okay. You know, I appreciate the effort you're putting out, but right now, check out this writing in the snow." And once I share that,
Sweet giddy aunt.
and once we look at it, I'll kind of smush it, you know, erase it like it's an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yep.
And then I'll write in there, time limit, ?
Macretus looks at that and he says, "Man, your friends don't have to write to us. We can hear them." Anyways, they're not clear on how this whole thing works. They evidently haven't been to other planes, have they? Anyways, no, there's no time limit. We're stuck here for an eternity.
Like, stuck here? Or is there a way to get out?
I haven't been able to leave anywhere 30 feet past the door.
How does it stop you? Just a giant invisible barrier?
If you go past 30 feet from the door, you just appear back here in the room.
Huh.
You can go anywhere inside the cabin, though. Enjoy.
At least you got company now.
Oh, yeah, that's what I need is a couple of you dolts.
Hey, I can fish.
Did I come with violin?
You have no weapons or items. It's just you. And when you look at yourself, you can see through yourself. And then you realize that you don't have to maintain the form, either of you, that you were in life. You can change into something else.
Oh, you can LARP. You can pretend to be other things and, you know, throw little foam fake, you know, point fingers and pretend you're doing fireballs and all. Yeah, this will be fun. Well, Rhonda, I guess maybe they've passed on. There's no more communication.
So,
Can I write again?
yeah.
Okay, I'll write.
Okay.
Oh, still here.
Ghosts.
Oh, that's excellent news. Apparently, they're trapped here somehow, and they want this ring modified so that they can bring them back. Well, let's get Copper, somebody he's worked on this, so he's got the expertise to do it safely. Because we sure don't want it blowing up and destroying the planet.
Now let's bring Copper back here. I don't want to move that thing. We can't touch it. Bring it with us. Like, no, we need to send in an expert. We should tell him exactly what's going on, and then he should tell everyone how great we are.
I'm in favor of all that. You can be the one that's great, but as far as getting Copper back up here to save our friends, then I'm totally on board with that. So
It's about this time, trudging through the snow, you see arriving a Goliath.
oh crap!
And he holds up his hand and says, "Oi, I didn't realize anybody would be at the Black Cabin. My name is Oya Minotaur. Greetings."
Oya.
Crip taught Rhonda a couple of words, so she can greet him in his native tongue, at least.
Okay. He tells you, he says, the Black Cabin has been here for many centuries. I sometimes come here to weather out a storm. A storm is coming.
Oh crud! Well, the cabin has seen better days. It's falling apart.
It has been falling apart for some time, yes.
No, my friend, there's a chasm underneath and a little black ball of charcoal death sitting in the main hall. It's no good. We can't go in.
He says, what has happened?
Our compatriots were killed.
Was tinkering with a little wooden thing, and they got the little copper, and there's some charcoal in the middle. It's no good.
Nothing
It's
but bones and ash.
Little thing.
Is
Huge light, boom, ash, death.
did you
Nothing but blooms.
find Macretus? Is he all right?
Dead, I tell you. Everyone's dead.
All right in the snow, like, yep.
Oya Minotaur jumps back when he sees the writing in the snow. Says, we should bury their remains. I'll go into the shop and hammer out some wood, some metal crosses.
No, Sir, you should not go inside. I'm telling you, the things are going to cave in. The floor is no good. You'll fall to your death.
Wait, Mr. Oya. Are you a skilled craftsman?
I am. I'm a blacksmith.
Blacksmith. Well, our friends may be mostly dead, but it seems that they're somehow communicating from the beyond using the snow, using the magic spell Ouija. And they're saying that if we add another ring to the artifact that blew up and killed them, instantly turning them to bones and ash, that they may be able to somehow cross back over. Does that sound like something that you would be comfortable doing?
He goes over and he picks up the summer star and looks at it. It does not start to glow. It does not start to glow or anything. You guys are all like Egon sliding along the wall in the elevator when he asked to turn on the fucking backpack.
Yes,
And
exactly.
he holds it up and it's not doing anything. Tallest thin androgynous spirit dressed in black clothes, thick black cloak and hood, blank white mask. That's pleasant. And so he looks at this and he says, and he kind of works the rings and he says, I can form another ring. Does either of you have skill with tinker's tools?
No, I usually hire people for those kind of things.
So you can either allow him to do the engraving of the runes on the third ring, or one of you can do it.
Well, do you know Copper? Have you spoken with him?
No. I do not spend much time in the towns. I don't know of this copper you speak of, other than the metal.
And,
I must get him, Turpin. I must.
yeah, no, I do not mean to offend you, but this is the lives of our friends here, and you are well met. But perhaps we should get an expert in this art to help us out.
So, Crypt and Sam, Macretus tells you that he was, at one time, he says, when I was alive, you know, I was a devout follower, I was a cleric of Lathander. And the whole reason that I was making this damned thing is because, you know, I wanted to get Lathander's good graces, you know? I thought, you know, maybe he'd bless me or something. I'm thinking that if you can get those two idiots outside to put another ring on this thing and reactivate it, maybe Lathander will give us a good blessing. Maybe he'll return you to life. I don't know.
Wait, why did when you died? Why, if you were a cleric of Lathander, if you're a cleric of a god, like a devout follower, aren't you supposed to be sent to their heaven no matter how you die? Unless a evil god?
You are not listening. We are trapped inside the black cabin.
I was just wondering if there was exceptions for followers of God.
I think if you can get this thing working, Lathander might work his mojo.
All right.
Then you can pass on and not be trapped in the cabin. So basically, we're working really hard to allow you guys to really die.
And not be bored forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place doesn't even have a fucking Nintendo. Like the first generation. There's nothing here.
So we're talking with this.
Has anybody seen Twin Peaks?
I have some.
So at the end, when he enters the red room, this is like that cabin. If you die in here, you're stuck in here. Even if you're a priest, it doesn't matter.
This is a powerful location.
This could be a prison to trap the damned.
But Macretus is telling Crypt and Sam, he's like, I don't know, I'm thinking, you know, if we succeed at this, if we can get these guys to put a third ring on it, like, if we make it work, Lathander might come down and show some light on us, you know what I mean? We may not be stuck in here.
I'm laughing because...
Okay, whatever.
And Macretus tells you, he's like, that...
Get the attention of other...
Rhonda's gonna start hitching up her dog team, getting ready to get out of here.
Yep, I'm totally on board with that. We need some expertise.
Oya Minotaur tells you, well, I can craft the third ring. Sam and Crypt, are you going to write anything else in the snow? You got 5 words between the two of you. So that's 10 words. 15 if you want to include Macretus, but he's kind of a dick.
I'm going to ask Macretus, like, is there any runes that he specifically needs to put on there?
Oh my God, the runes are on the rings. Just copy them.
Okay, I'll just write just in this note like copy runes on the rings.
Okay.
Sam, what are you gonna say?
I was gonna write, we might not be dead.
And Macrita says, writes down, follow blueprints, idiots.
Yeah. So I look at the last one that calls us idiots, and I'm thinking, you know what? The heck with that. I swipe out the snow and I write, we didn't kill ourselves. and I say, and I show
I write, we can hear you. That wasn't us.
They were a little zealous, but come on, I gotta get this dog team going.
Oh, see. One second. Okay, Haronda, they're saying that they wanted just a copy of the ring that's there, and it almost seems like they want this done immediately. And wait, hang on, just a second, and I'll write in the snow. Because all I got was, we can hear you that, and the 5 words were used up. So, I talk out loud, like really loud, and says, well, you may be able to hear me, but just in case.
Oh my God.
That's what Macrita says, oh my God.
I've never talked to the dead before. Can you hear me now? And I'm talking really loud.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Maybe a little louder though.
Okay.
Keep them talking, Turpin. I gotta go. I'm gonna go fetch copper. You keep them talking, make sure they don't die on me. Crypt, honey, I love you.
So it's like, it would be, it's like 2.5 days to get back to Bryn Shander.
It's not safe for you to travel alone, Rhonda. We should take an hour.
It's not safe to go alone. Here,
Right
take the
thing.
Summer Star. It's not safe to go alone. Take this.
Can't take the cursed object.
So, I'll show the blueprints to our friend,
Okay.
Mr. Olaf, and ask him to inspect the 2 rings that are there, and ask him if the dwarven inscriptions are identical on the 2 rings.
He says they are. And he can read Dwarven script. However, he says that this isn't actually really Dwarven script. It's actually a form of giant which uses Dwarven script, and these are giant runes.
Ah, yeah, I did think they looked big. So, now the next question is the pivot point for the 2 rings in between the same symbols? Is there a change in phase on these 2?
It is on the same symbol. But
Okay.
he goes into B3.
We can just make an identical ring and hook it up in the same points around the other 2 rings, and that should be okay.
He goes into B3 and he comes out with some of the scraps of metal, and he pulls over a rock and he gets to work. And he hammers out a ring that he then attaches to the pin on this device. And then he says, he asks you, do you want me to inscribe the runes, or do one of you want to inscribe the runes? It's a dexterity check.
Well, my hand shook a little bit. Just last week, I shot one of my friends in the back because my aim was poor. Perhaps, Rhonda, how steady are your hands?
Oh no, I trust your judgment, Mr. Giant Man. You're so big and strong. I'm sure you can handle this little task.
So he says, he shrugs his shoulders, he says, all right. And he holds the tongs over the fire and he heats it up and he gets a scribing pick and he begins to scribe. And he rolls really good.
Yeah, this is crazy.
After an hour, he has scribed the runes in, and he sits it in the snow to cool, and then he turns and he hands it to Turpin, and he says, here you go. And he hands it to you. Turpin, make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Does anybody have the Identify spell?
No, I don't have the Identify.
I don't know how many times I have to say this, but the Identify spell has endless uses. And yet nobody ever takes it.
Well, that's because the short rest identifies everything.
Access quit yet. Give me a break, yo.
8.
You can determine, with an 8, you can determine that this will allow you to cast a spell, but you're not sure what it is.
Okay. This is the gyroscope of death. And thank you very much. I'm going to set it down gently in the snow and step back 20 paces and say, this is a lethal instrument. And, all right, people in the snow.
Rhonda, do you want to make an attempt?
I want to take a free action to go Turpin. Honey, you've lived a long, good life, and I commend you for your bravery. And she's going to step a lot farther back than he is. Age before beauty, my darling. Age before beauty.
You are not only beautiful, but wise as well.
Crypt and Sam, Macretus goes, yeah, that they did a good job on that. That looks pretty good. A little sloppy on the rooms, but it looks pretty good. So the Summer Star will allow them to cast control weather.
I'll write that in the snow. I said, Summer Star, you can control weather. Well.
Okay, so after 20 or 30 minutes or so, while I'm talking to the air and nothing's being written in the snow, I will slowly move back to the snow where the writing has occurred before.
And that's what you see.
And I'll see, oh, look, there's a whole paragraphs written here over and over again. Why the hell did you go away? I can only write within 30 feet of the walls. There's all this stuff about you idiot, moron. Like, whoa. So I'm yelling to the air again. Who's alive and who's dead? So just shut up with the editorial comments. And all right, so now it's okay. Under chapter 3 of this huge volume of text in the snow here, it says that the artifact has been modified successfully or good enough. Okay, well, what do you want us to do with it? I don't want to cast control weather. I mean,
so
I can give it to somebody and they can do that, but
do it.
the whole point is to
control weather up in here. We are going tropics up in this bitch.
Rhonda and Turpin, you can make an Arcana check at advantage.
It's like casting. Okay, whatever. Okay,
Take it, Summer.
21.
Rhonda got an 8.
8.
So, Turpin, you reach over and you pick it up and you kind of fiddle with it. You realize you're going to have to attune to this device in order to allow yourself to cast control weather.
Okay, I set it down gently and say, all right, I understand that this now allows us to cast control weather. And just what in that spell is going to bring you guys back from the dead? That's what I'm shooting for here. Did you miss the point of all this? I don't need another spell. I need my friends back.
So,
Are you really our companions, or are you some sort of evil spirits that is trying to manipulate me?
Crypt and Sam, do you want to tell them about Lathander?
Blessing, just freaking do it.
That's what an evil spirit would say.
Hold on 1 second, I'll be right back.
I'm just like, okay, ask me a question only Crypt would know.
Well, I've already asked, do you want to live? And the answer was, no, cast control weather.
No, I did. Do you want to live? Yes!
So please, cast control weather with this artifact that killed everybody. Yeah, I think not.
I thought we were buddies. I'm still only a child. My character's only 15.
My baby, my baby.
No, he's 16. Right, never mind. He's 16. He died too young.
So Rhonda's looking back. She's got 1 foot on the dog sled, ready to hightail it out of here because her career is not worth this crazy black magic shit. What's happening?
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Well, as I just said, Rhonda's got 1 foot on the dog sled, ready to book the hell out of here at the worst sign of trouble because her career is not worth this black magic crazy cabin. And she really wants to, restore her friends, but this is crazy. And Turpin's over here going, how do we know you're not an evil spirit? And she's going, yeah, how do we know you're not an evil spirit? Because she's an idiot.
So what did Crypt write in the snow?
In response to that?
Yeah, to how do we know you're not an evil spirit? What did Sam write in the
something
snow?
only Crypt would know. Or, a shortened version of that.
Ask Crypt a question.
Left to live.
What?
How long do you have left to live?
How long do I have left to live?
That's a good question. Actually, it's an excellent question. So the real Crypt wouldn't know.
The real Crypt wouldn't know?
You have an egg in your chest.
I know.
It could be any day.
But on the card, it says that I actually have about 2 months to live, and out of the game, I'm sure a week or 2 has already passed.
So what do you want to write back in the snow?
I don't No. I'll write
You got 5 words, and you're trying to prove to me that you're not an evil spirit, but you are in fact my friend Crip that I know has a weird little egg thing inside. So the question is, how long do you have left to live? And you just heard that you might have a little time because it's dormant. So what's the response?
I don't know how long. Well, hang on.
I mean, you can answer the question with one word.
We need copper.
Egg makes time uncertain.
That's a good answer.
Okay.
It's my baby. It's my Crip. He's the snow. We gotta help him.
All right. So, I'm going to yell. Casting control weather will bring you back from the dead?
Do you guys want to write in the snow about Lathander or?
Yeah, Lathander might bring us back. Like, God
Right
might
after that, I write,
bless us.
his God might help us somehow.
God might help us. You don't even get the somehow. His God might help us.
I forgot his was a word. I don't know why.
Okay. Well, so we can control weather.
Sorry, are you gonna
You're
spend an hour sitting around the fire attuning to this thing?
Not yet. Holy crap. Not.
So you cannot cast a spell unless you attune to the device.
Yeah, I've already asked them if there's a time limit, and they said no. So this is definitely a time to get it straight. You know, this is like negotiating contract terms. You don't rush it. The smart thing to do would be to get an expert, get Copper back up here, and let him handle this explosive device. Now,
Rondo totally sleep in the basket of the dog sled, like ready to go at a moment's notice. Like, look, if you don't think you can handle this.
Macretus is like looking out the window and he's like, "Oh my God, Copper's not an expert." He had a couple of good ideas that I should have followed, granted, but he's by no means an expert. Are your friends retarded?
We get into a flame war. He writes in the snow, Copper's no expert. I go, well, Copper's alive, and he's the screen.
He's smarter than Macretus is. He left.
I'm serious though. I got that dog sled team on lockdown. Ready to go. Just say the word. If you don't feel comfortable, we can sleep on it. I ain't going in that goddamn godforsaken fucking cabin.
50% of your fucking crafting team is sitting nice and warm back in Bryn Shander. The other half is dead. Who's the smarter one?
I know, we have this huge snow flame war where where I'm saying, whatever. So let's cut. So this was great. So eventually, I'm convinced to cast the spell, and I have negotiated on what kind of weather that is that they desire to have. And I've been convinced that this isn't suicide. And Olaf has gone over and set up in B3 so that he can stay warm.
Macretus writes in the snow, "Summer?" Question mark.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of different weather. I mean, do you want it to be sunny and dry? Do you want it to be rain? Do you want, would you like fall weather?
Yes.
Just Hawaii, Jamaica style.
Yes? Question mark, please? Question mark.
Day. Let's do palm trees.
So, okay, we'll go for Sahara Desert, right?
No.
Well, that'd be there's palm trees in the desert. I've seen these mirage things.
You forget Turpin's been all over.
We can compromise on like British Columbia. A lot of evergreens and greenery and some ivy and poisonous things.
So after an immense amount of time goes by, Turpin's convinced and he casts a spell using the lethal object.
So you
I'll attune and cast the spell.
okay.
And
So
it needs to go back way far away because I may die.
you hold it out in your hand, and all three rings start to spin, and it levitates out of your hand, and the core piece starts to glow, and it expands, and it expands, and then it just blows out, and you feel a gentle warmth start to envelop the area, and you see that the snow is starting to melt a little bit, and you can see water dripping off the trees, and the temperature is rising comfortably so far. And Macretus is all excited, and he tells Crypt and Sam, he goes, "See, it worked! It worked! I knew it would work!" And suddenly, and Rhonda and Turpin, you can see it. The light inside the building, you see that there is white light spilling out of all of the windows. Here.
Hit the deck.
And here.
Yeah. My reaction is to hit the deck.
Crypt and Sam, in your...
Behind the dog sled.
Crypt and Sam, you see this bright light appear in the room, and suddenly it's not as blurry and smoky like it was before, and you see a shaft of bright, radiant light come down, and through this shaft you see an angel. And this angel holds out its hand to Macretus and says, "Your service is being acknowledged, Macretus. You are to come with me." Crypt, Sam, you were never meant to die here. I am going to raise you back from the dead. You will be laying in your own ashes when you awaken. And the Macretus, as the raven, goes over and holds out a wing, and he goes, "Bleh," and like a bubble comes out of his mouth, and in the bubble you see that it looks like there's a whole other world with a little circus inside of it, and it's floating in there, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, I got some gas." And the angel goes, "Not to worry, come with me." And Macretus and the angel are sucked up into the light, and Crypt and Sam, you fall asleep and fall to the floor. And when you wake up, you are laying in piles of ash that used to be your mortal coil, but you are perfectly alive.
Yeah, so
I really becomes like whole again. Like that I had him like in a little pouch under my boob. And now just like bursts back to life into like my beautiful cleavage embrace. And everything is just, oh, I'm so happy. He's so pointy and I am so soft. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful contrast.
Turpin, make a perception check.
looks like 19.
That's good. From off in the forest, you see a cold, disturbing light coming through the trees.
Is this from down in the chasm, or is this the forest behind us?
It's coming from this direction.
Hang on, I don't know if I can tell. Do it again.
in the lower right corner.
Okay. So the southeast.
Yes.
Okay.
And a cold wind is blowing from that direction as well.
Oh no, Frostmaiden time. She's angry.
Question.
Uh-huh.
What I was describing that I changed into with the in the astral bordery area.
Is he still that?
You
Yeah.
you come back to life as the halfling.
Okay.
Yeah, when we get back out, I'm like, Sam, what was that like whole thing about? Like, what?
You just hear in your mind my true form.
Well, you guys by now know that he's
Yeah.
that he's a changeling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold
All right,
on
so
just a moment.
so Crypt is plopped in the snow with his foot in a bag because that's where his ashes and bones were. And I guess, was it Sam? Sam's nestled up next to Rhonda now.
Yeah. So I guess if Hondo is packing them up, that's where they appear. So this cold light that's coming out of the forest, you see a cold light walker coming towards you. Now, a cold light walker is an undead. They appear to be wearing a cloak with the hood up, but out of the face is just a cold white light. And with them are 3 ice methods.
Oh boy.
Now, hold on just a moment. Now that I have a system that's going to work here. God, it's hard to believe that my tablet is so much faster than a dedicated computer, but whatever. Everybody roll initiative. Well, the Cold Light Walker got shit. Okay. Rhonda and Crypt. Oh, Crypt did pretty well. Rhonda, did you really get a 2?
Rhonda's been rolling really bad.
Holy shit. Yeah, that is pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right. So, Crypt, you can see this cold white light coming towards you. What do you want to do?
Where is the cold white light?
It is coming from, it's coming from the southeast along the walkway leading up, or the stairs going up to the walkway.
I can move out here. I'm gonna move there.
Okay?
No, that's more than 10 feet. And I will Enter a rage and ready in action.
Okay. So you're going to ready in action until they come
This
within
something
range.
Comes within 10 feet of me.
Yes, you're covered in fur and feathers. All right, so you're readying in action. Sam, what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna mutter, well, that was unpleasant. And then,
Being dead sucks.
Dude, it's really boring.
No fucking Nintendo. No TV. I was going to say, every time Macretus wrote in the snow, he was peeing. So, Sam, anything with a bonus action? Or an action, whatever you want to do.
just look up the range on a spell. I'm going to cast Crown of Madness, targeting this undead dude.
Okay. So, he gets, what, a wisdom save?
Yeah, wisdom save.
No, he gets a 5.
While the target is charmed in this way, a twisted crown of jagged iron appears on his head and madness glows in its eyes. It must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against the creature other than itself that I mentally choose.
Yes. Hold on here. I'm trying to find a good, here we go. Crown of Madness. He has a Crown of Madness. He's actually right there. Who do you want him to attack?
This method.
Okay, so on his turn, he will attack this method. Anything with a bonus action?
I give Bardic Inspiration to Crypt.
Alright, so what is that, a 1d6?
Yeah.
Alright, so Crypt, you get a 1d6 bonus to attacks and saving throws.
And does Crypt still have my heroism from before he died?
No. Also, Crypt, you no longer have a egg inside you.
Interesting.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That problem is completely out of the way now. Sweet.
Turpin, what would you like to do?
Goblins.
All right. So Turpin looks at these guys, and they're undead by appearance. Or is that something?
They are undead and fiends. Oh, I'm sorry. They are undead and elementals. Ice mephits and a cold light walker.
And what are they just walking around with clawed fingernails or something, or?
Well, the cold light walker, you're not sure, but he's scary as fuck. Out of his hood sheds a bright light of 20-foot radius and a dim light for an additional 20 feet. As a bonus action, the walker can target one creature in its bright light that it can see and force it to succeed on DC 14 Constitution saving throw or be blinded until the next turn. Till the walker's next turn.
Yeah.
Wait. They're undeads, right?
One is an undead.
Okay.
The rest are elementals.
Undead are very annoying. Is it immune to being charmed?
So the
It is.
madness probably wouldn't have worked.
That's true. It is immune to being charmed. You are correct, sir. So hold on.
Turpin would still have my bardic inspiration, right?
Yes. Or
Yeah.
at least that's what's on my sheet. Yeah.
Excellent. I want to remind you, Turpin, that my bardic inspiration is extra special, and you can add it to an attack roll, or you can add it to your AC when you are defending.
Yay! Well, hopefully I don't defend, but so have you rewound time?
No, it's just I cast Crown of Madness. I'm like,
Yep.
haha, take that.
And nothing happened. You're right.
Okay, so is it Turpin's turn or?
It is Turpin's turn.
Okay, so I will move forward, lay my hand on, let's see, this is Sam here? I can never keep
Correct.
Care.
Yeah.
That's Sam. And I will give him protection from these things. It's evil and good, but it's like a ton of critters.
So basically protection from evil.
Yeah, it's protection from elementals and undead and aberrations and fiends and blah blah blah.
So are you casting protection from evil and good? What are you casting?
Yes.
Okay. So hold on here.
It's a touch spell, and it protects against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things.
But you don't have to pick one?
No,
No.
Back in the old days, I thought maybe I did, but this one says all of them. It's protected against all of them.
Let's see here. Evil and good. Protected against a certain type of creature. Aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. So you have to pick one.
Okay, maybe mine is written differently.
Yeah, until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures. Aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
Yours says or? Because mine says and.
Right, but the underlying thing here is certain types of creatures. So you have to pick one. Which one of those do you want to protect from?
Okay, I'll go with the most obvious of these things is that they're undead, so I'll go with that.
Okay.
But I think it says and in mine, which would be all. Then the next sentence says
It does say that, but that's not the underlying part. It's protects against certain types.
yes,
Which
and
means
those
you have to
types are
pick.
enumerated.
Which means you have to pick which one of those you want. It doesn't protect against all at once. You have to pick one. It's like protection from energy. You have to pick which type of energy. Is it acid? Is it fire?
I'm not gonna. I'm great. This is good. We got a ruling, so we're moving on. He's got protection from undead, and I will move over. Use the rest of my movement to come over here and get to where I can't be seen from some of them,
Okay.
and I'm done.
So Sam, the Cold Light Walker, for up to 10 minutes, as long as Turpin is concentrating, will have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. You also cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed. You're not already under any of those things, so it doesn't matter. Okay. The ice methods. This ice method comes over here and casts Hold on here. Okay, so it casts Fog Cloud, which is a 20-foot radius. See, it's based on him, so... That is now filled with fog. So Crypt is at disadvantage to attack. This ice mephit is going to move in.
Does my ready to action trigger?
Yes. On the first ice mephit.
On the first ice method, okay.
Yes.
So I'm raging.
Mm-hmm. You already raged.
Yeah. So I will attack. Does a 18 hit?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. And he is going to take 24 points, actually 26 points of slashing damage.
Okay, so this ice mephit is actually dead. And the fog cloud doesn't exist.
Okay.
The other ice mephit...
not exist.
Do you have another attack?
I have my tail as a bonus action, but would that trigger as well? I don't know if it would. That's why I didn't...
You can go ahead and make your bonus attack on the other mephit.
Okay. And, wait, with the Great Weapon Master feat, I think I can make another attack. 2 more attacks. I mean, well, actually, no. Just on your turn when you score...
If you get a critical hit, or if you kill somebody. So, yes, as a bonus action, you can either use your tail or you can make another attack.
I'll make another attack with my halberd.
Okay.
Does a 5 hit?
It does not. He breathes frost breath. Make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw.
Nat 20.
All right, you save.
And if it's frost breath, then I don't...
Well, you have resistance, so you take half of the half. So you take... You take 1 point of cold damage. This guy... I can't read that. He's going to come over here. And he is going to cast Fog Cloud. Oops, wrong one. That area is now filled with fog, and your vision is obscured, so Crypt is at disadvantage for attacks.
Okay.
The Cold Light Walker. What is he going to do? Crypt, you can make a attack with opportunity at disadvantage.
Okay. Does 16 hit?
It does.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty good for disadvantage.
Yeah. I mean, I rolled a 17, and then I'm like, I'm not getting higher than that, so 14's still pretty good. So he will take 22 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Hurts
Gotta
him.
start a tally here. All right. Rhonda, what would you like to do? Oh. Rhonda's busy.
What was that? Is it Rhonda's turn?
It is. There's still shit to kill.
Rhonda is going to cast Bane, I think.
It's very monsters, right?
Okay. So, Bane.
So how many we got alive left?
So, up to 3 creatures. There's, yeah, you can get all of them. There's the Cold Light Walker and 2 Ice Methods.
Yeah, so I'm going to do Bane on all 3 of those. It's a charisma save versus 14.
Nope.
And if they fail,
So
they
the
get...
the Cold Light Walker got a nat 1. Shit, the Mephit's got a 2.
Alright, so that means they get a minus D4 to their next attack or save.
Okay. Oh, we'll pull out a D4. And an additional dice. Just in case. Anything with your bonus action or movement?
I'm gonna take my movement to go here
Okay.
in the corner.
Okay.
And for my bonus action, I will give Bardic Inspiration to my little changeling friend over here. Please remember my Bardic Inspiration applies to your attack roll and also your AC when you are defending.
All right. Crypt, you are in a fog cloud with 2 Mephits, one on the outside of the cloud, one on the inside. What do you want to do?
I want to move 5 feet out of the cloud.
Okay.
Would that provoke opportunity attacks?
Yes.
And I
From
will
this
not.
guy right here.
I will attack the one that made the fog cloud.
Okay. You are at disadvantage.
Okay, the first attack misses with 4. Second attack with my tail. You know, I'm just gonna move out of the fog cloud and then attack him. Because reach.
So you're going to take disengage action, move out, and use reach. Hold on here.
I'm not.
You could attack.
What do you mean take the disengage action?
You're going to take the attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Because you could take the... what I'm saying is you could take the disengage action, and your tail could still hit this guy. But that would only give you one attack.
Used my attack, and it missed.
So you used your attack and you missed and you moved, so he gets an attack of opportunity, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. He misses with a 9.
Okay. I will attack with my tail. That's 16 plus 2. That's 18 to hit.
That hits. So are you hitting the guy that just attacked you with the attack of opportunity or the other guy?
The guy that just hit me with tried to hit me with the attack of opportunity.
Gotcha.
For 12 slashing damage.
Okay.
Sorry, I was zoned out. Did you use your inspiration?
I did use my bardic inspiration. Okay. Wait, no, I didn't actually.
Doesn't matter, you still hit.
I'm forgetting about it. Okay, I'll use it next turn.
All right. Sam, what do you want to do?
You said that you didn't still have my bardic inspiration after you died and came back to life.
No,
I gave him one.
Yeah, he gave me one.
Oh, right. You gave him one. Okay.
So, Sam, you've got this cold light walker moving towards you. What do you want to do?
I'm going to move in the same direction that walker is, which is roughly that way.
I'm going to get the fuck away.
And I will make you be very afraid, because I will cast blindness.
He's immune to being blinded. He's immune to being blinded, charmed, exhausted, paralyzed, petrified, or poisoned. And he's immune to cold damage.
Of course he is.
Anything else?
Hey, Serpent, have bardic inspiration.
All right. I'm so inspired, it's pitiful.
That's all.
You don't have anything else you want to do? I mean, you can.
Are you telling me that
you can
before I cast
you
it,
can
or
psych
before I
it.
cast
Yeah, no, it would be. Yeah, I'm telling you that before you casted it.
Okay. Can I mock him?
He's not immune to psychic damage.
Mock him viciously.
I'll mock him so viciously.
So he gets a wisdom saving throw, but he is at. He's not at negative anything for saves. He gets a 17 to save.
Alright. Good to know. That's all.
All right. Any bonus action?
I already did my bonus.
More movement?
No, I don't want to get any closer to that scary pit of death.
Okay. Yeah, you probably have like a problem with the black cabin. Turpin, what would you like to do?
Well, I will blast this one,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration to give me advantage on the attack. Good deal.
That's a hit.
On the attack, you add the inspiration die.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not plain inspiration. I mean, plus.
No, it's D20 plus a D6.
Oh, okay. Well, 26 was the first roll. 19 was the second roll. If 19 would hit, then we don't really have a problem.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They either one hits. So
Use that inspiration.
uh,
Physical note goes kablooey, and all those enemies within 5 feet of you take the 1d6 that you rolled as thunder damage. So all
Wait,
of those
what?
enemies that are within 5 feet of you.
no.
Huh?
What?
I have no idea.
The College of Creation Bard.
So,
It does different things based on.
So the only one that would take damage would be fucking Crypt.
so Crypt gets blasted.
Yeah,
right?
Every enemy of my choice within 5 feet of him.
Oh.
Okay.
So of your choice. So you're choosing not to blast Crypt.
We see, this is where we need to develop our team tactics so that we understand how to play together.
Yes.
But in any event, for my bonus action, I will shove him 5 feet this way. So he's got a DC 15 strength save.
He gets a 18.
All right, so he
So
doesn't move.
he's not shoved.
Yeah, he doesn't have to move.
All right.
Okay. And let's see, and then I will do my move, and I'm going to go over here, get behind the fire.
Okay. The Mephits, this Mephit, I didn't mean to move him, is going to breathe a cone of cold towards Crypt. Crypt, make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw.
23.
All right. You take 1 point of cold damage.
Oh no.
Right?
Oh no. I only have 54 hit points left.
Yeah, but if you had failed to save, you probably would be blinded and paralyzed.
This Mephit is going to attack you with claws. But we'll miss you with a fucking 9. Ugh. The Cold Light Walker turns his head towards Crypt and lets out a shriek. "Ah!" And this bright light shines in Crypt's face. Crypt, make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
I got it. That's 20.
All right. You are not blinded. However, the Cold Light Walker moves up here and is going to attack Sam at disadvantage minus D4 with 2 slam attacks. He's going to miss with, let's see here. I'm sure he's going to miss with a 12.
Mm-hmm.
And he's certainly going to miss with a 7. Rhonda, what would you like to do?
I think Rhonda's cowering in a corner. She really does not like the way that this night is panning out. And it's come down to, we need to live.
Rhonda, make a perception check.
Perception check. 13 plus 3. I got 16.
You note that the Cold Light Walker is staying 5 feet away from the campfire that you had prestidigitated.
Well, I mean, I can prestidigitate one closer.
Well,
I could pull a Brady and prestidigitate one right underneath whoever
well,
was
I don't.
scared of it.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think you can. Let me double check.
Because there is the specific spell that is
Right,
create
Druidcraft allows you to create a campfire.
All right, then.
Yeah.
It's just to fight one that already exists.
Right. It helped you. Prestidigitate helped you ignite while you were putting kindling in and whatnot. But Druidcraft would make one just appear.
All right. Then I'll use my different other tactic. I will step 5 feet to the southwest so that I can get within line of sight. And no, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll get within line of sight of the enemies, and as a free action, I will yell, "Be gone!" before I summon beasts of nightmare to plague you to the very ends of the earth. And I will prestidigitate a big gold, witchy hexagon-looking thing on the ground in front of me.
Completely
And I'll do a
unfazed.
performance check.
They're. I can already tell you they are completely unfazed.
Completely unfazed.
No need for a roll. They are summoned by. These are summoned. I will tell you this. You can determine they are summoned by Oral, the Frostmaiden. Oral is a god, so your attempts to scare them is going to be
Meaningless.
meaningless. Yeah, they're here because you activated something that tried to counteract Oral's control of weather over Icewind Dale.
Well, that's all I got. I tried to threaten and intimidate with a prestidigitation. It failed. They don't believe me. I moved 5 feet back to the northeast into the corner there and focus on self-preservation.
I'm going to move back to the corner and sob quietly. Crypt, what would you like to do? You got a mephit right up in your grill.
Yeah, I'm going to attack this one first
Okay,
with my halberd.
go for it.
I think an 18 hits. So actually.
Yes, it does hit.
So that is 18 slashing damage to him.
Yeah, you put him down.
And so, since I killed him, now I get to make a halberd attack on the other method.
Correct. As a bonus action.
Yeah. Oh, as a bonus action? Well,
Correct.
That's still actually better than my tail. And that's another soft 20 to hit.
Hit.
For 26 points of slashing damage.
You put him down.
Nice. And that's my turn.
Okay. Sam, what are you doing?
I am mocking this dude to the ends of the earth and back.
All right. You're going to mock him. Shit. 3.
Ha! I still have not found my D4.
Yeah, I just lost the
Digging into
D20.
my bag, like praying, and there we go. 30 dice in, I found a D4. 3 whole damage.
Okay.
That's kind of it.
All right.
But he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Yes, he does.
Take that.
I shall mark him with a skull.
I do not like undead. They're very annoying.
Chirpin, what would you like to do?
Let me see. I'm going to do a perception to see if I noticed what Rhonda noticed, and I did not. So I will move here, so I've got a clearer shot. And as my bonus action, I will shove him. So he's got a DC 15 strength save or move 5 feet. So put him back over here if he fails.
He got an 11, so he failed.
So he moves over here.
Uh-huh.
No biggie, just movement. And then for my action, I will blast him. 17 hit.
It does.
Okay, he'll take 15 points of damage.
Okay. So your movement, isn't that part of your Eldritch Blast?
No, telekinesis. You can, as a bonus action, you can do a shove. You can either pull
So
him
that
5
so telekinesis though is a spell.
It's a feat.
Oh, you have it as a feat. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But isn't that an action?
Say that again. It's a bonus action to do a shove.
Gotcha.
5 feet.
Okay.
And I can do an invisible mage hand.
Gotcha. Okay. So anything with movement.
I squared up to where the fire's in between me and him, so that's good enough.
Okay. The Cold Light Walker is going to look at Sam with its blinding light. Sam, you need to make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
And Sam, I think you have protection from undead, so that should give you advantage.
Yes, you have advantage on your saving throw.
Oh, thank goodness. No, still 11.
All right.
Correct.
Better than 7.
Fear, right over the edge. Ah!
Sam is blinded. And then The Cold Light Walker will step forward 5 feet. Actually, no. The Cold Light Walker will stay where he is. Oops. That's not the window I wanted. Will stay where he is, and will use a cold ray coming out of his eyes, and he gets to make 2 of those at disadvantage -4. If I can pick this dice up. It's not fitting in my hands. I'm having a fat fingers moment. So a 9 is going to miss. Second attack. Six is going to miss. Rhonda, what would you like to do? So Rhonda you guys just saw this guy like shoot icy cold beams out of his eyes and completely miss.
Rhonda is cowering in the corner and relying on everyone else to save her, and I'm bowing out for the night. I gotta go.
Okay.
Please save me, everyone. My career is worth it. I love you. Good night.
Have a good night. Rhonda is a non-combatant.
Fear not, we will save you.
Crypt, what would you like to do?
I would like to move here. I'll move like 10 feet and then poke him.
Go for it.
Poke him in the neck.
I think a nat 20 hits.
Yeah,
There we go.
you get double damage. Do
I would
it.
say that's a nat 20 because it hit the corner of my dice, but now it's either an 8 or a nat 20.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
We're gonna smash this guy anyway.
You get the 930 special.
So 16 plus 17.
Yeah, you hit.
Yeah. No, I definitely hit. And
So you did 16 and 17?
33.
No, hang on. 33 damage.
All right, the Cold Light Walker goes down.
I believe that's it.
That is it.
Yeah.
Uh,
We smashed him.
Hold on a second
Smashed
here.
him real good. Oh, that guy. Shh, DM said it was over. Shh.
Okay, so you are all able to defeat the force. Oh, yeah, never mind that guy. That was one guy too many. Sorry, I meant to delete him earlier.
He just wandered off.
He's just like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Brains.
You were able to defeat the forces sent to you by Oral the Frostmaiden. Now the question is, are you going to continue on to Revel's End? Because there are still answers that can be given to you by the prisoner. Crypt is telling you that he is cured at this point, but it's up to you guys.
Yeah. We should
Which
go
one
and you can.
Dick answers are saving the town from the goblin invasion.
Well, Let's go see this guy because we're almost there, and
Yeah.
probably
Actually, that's a good point.
you want a second opinion to make sure that what you feel like it's gone. Let's make sure that someone agrees with you.
Okay.
All right. We will
It's not
pick this
a
up.
little lump anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
we will pick this up next week with you guys reaching Revel's End and exploring the prison on the shores of the Sea of Moving Ice.
Yay! And the crowd goes wild. Woo!
Oh, we're level 5?
You are not level 5. I will grant you a inspiration point to somebody who does not have it.
Okay. But
Who doesn't have an inspiration
you
point?
have an inspiration point still, I think.
Sam, do you have an inspiration point?
Yeah.
What about Turpin?
I used mine, so I could do a refresh.
So you could take an inspiration point for good work at the Black Cabin.
There we go. Yeah, for good role playing.
You did. You did. You guys role played well.
Like, hell no, we don't want to touch that thing. It killed 2 people instantly.
Right?
That was pretty funny. Thank you, everyone.
All right. You guys have a good night, and I will see you next week.
All right.
Hopefully with less technical
Peace.
problems.